I'm Charlotte McLeod with investingnews.com, and here today with me is Manny Alkhafaji, president at First Majestic Silver. Thank you so much for being here. Great to have you.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
I think it's a perfect time for us to be catching up. We last spoke back in the summer, so a lot has changed when it comes to silver. And we're here now at VRIC, and I wonder if you could just start by giving me your rundown of the mood on the show floor. What are you seeing at your booth? I know you're here selling some silver as well. How's it going?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's setting the tone for 2026. Our booth has been mobbed from before we open as well. You come in and lineups and is just flying off. We're selling silver obviously, and it's flying off right now. People are not believing, pinching themselves that, hey, triple digit is here. And as you can tell, I got a triple digit silver going on here. The mood is fantastic. You can tell it's we are in a bull market right now.
Absolutely. This is not even the first triple-digit silver shirt that we've had on camera here today. So I don't know where everyone is getting them, but they certainly have them. And I wonder, so of course, at a place like this, there would be that strong excitement and demand. You have the first mint as well. Are you seeing that excitement reflected in sales there as well at this point?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're, we'll be putting out our financials in February 19th. So I can't speak too much about it, but the sales have been, nonstop. Hundreds coming in through the day, which is wonderful. We're seeing record day after day. It's the retail mentality is very different. As you see the sale price goes up, everyone wants to get in on it, and it's wonderful. People are making money almost every day. You buy it, the next day you're already up. So, very, very unique position right now.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I was talking to somebody else about that today, how it seems in the West when the price goes up, that's when people want it more, which is maybe not quite in line with like the Eastern mentality. Is there anything else you would say about demand trends in that way?
That's part of it. People also compare price in China versus the US, and there's always that premium. And it just seems, the West price is catching up a couple of days later, so you're almost front running. So it's and you're seeing mints are running out of silver in some places. So the fact that we are restocking nonstop is unique, and we have that's our own silver coming from our mines. So supply is virtually unlimited. So that also helps.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And it's a question that we've gotten from our audience as the price continues to rise and demand increases is, all right, at what point is it going to get difficult to get your hands on physical silver? So any further thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Look, we're in a very unique position. We're minting our own silver. Other mints have to go and source silver. So they have to go buy it. They have to, they're exposed to the price risk. That's number one. Number two, sourcing that silver is becoming more and more difficult. Between the industrial demand that's ramping up, investment demand generally is picking up as well. So it's just putting more constraint on silver. Not all silver product can be minted to this form. There's really two products that the mines produce. There's doré production, and then there is concentrate production. Concentrate production is difficult. You can't really mint it. It needs to go to a smelter. And that's the majority of silver. So you just right there, you're constrained with how much you can actually turn into these products. We're blessed that most of our production is doré, so that we're able to source the raw material to our mint directly from our mines.
That's pretty interesting. I don't know if people really think about that difference there. So from your production, how much of it is going to the mint? Can you talk about that?
From the global production, we're for 2025 we're down about 10% or so, and it's been gradually increasing. So Q3, Q4 we're higher than that. We'd like to push that even more in 2026. So keep in mind we're a mining company, so this is a different business, so different strategy. There's a new marketing team that's dedicated on getting the name out there. Everyone knows First Majestic. First Mint is really the new part of the business. So we're getting the name out there, and it's picking up very quickly. Like I said, every quarter has been record after record, but we'd like to get more than 10% in 2026.
Okay, really interesting. And part of why I ask is as the silver price has been going up, we're hearing more and more about manufacturing companies, solar panel manufacturers, et cetera, trying to do deals with silver companies. Essentially, they're more and more of them are looking to secure supply. So I wonder what kind of conversations you're having on that note. Are people coming to you trying to lock that in?
We've had a couple of industrial consumers reach out directly to us. We don't do deals directly with that, at least not yet. We're limited with who the customers can be, and at this point, it's if it's our retail, that's the mint part. But for everything else, that goes to the banks. That might change in the future. I can't speak to that, but we are constrained of who the customer is, and that goes for most of the mining companies.
Yeah, it's another good one to go into. I don't know if when prices were lower, we're thinking about it in this way. And speaking about the price, I know you don't like to focus too much on the price, but I think we have to talk about what's going on because we've got the triple digit milestone. How are you feeling getting to this level? Do you have any sense of what could come next?
Oh man, it's you pinch yourself in the morning. Like as a silver company, having triple digit silver is wonderful. You can imagine the margins that we're getting. The balance sheet is strengthening, cash flowing nicely. We're looking, for different ways of doing capital allocation. We've doubled our dividends. We're investing heavily in the business. It just obviously makes the business run much smoother. We start thinking more long-term strategic investments. So it's and you can imagine smiles all around. It's a new it's a new position obviously for a lot of companies, and we're taking it all in.
Yeah, I think it's got to be very, very good for morale. And I wonder if maybe you can talk a little bit more about how having the higher price maybe influences or changes what you do as a company.
We stay focused on what we can control. You started by saying, talking about the price, but we are a mining company. So our commitment is we got to meet production, we got to control cost. External factors, yes, obviously we pay a lot of attention to, whether it's the price, whether it's foreign exchange, but these are items that we can control, so we don't let that influence us too much. Now, from a business perspective, higher prices allows us to maybe process material that wasn't economic in the past, which is something that we've touched on in our 2026 guidance. We're making more money, but we're able to mine maybe a high or lower grade material that otherwise would not hit the mill. So we're able to optimize that, but our focus is obviously, keep improving the economics, keep improving cash flows, extending life of mines. So yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you could talk a little bit more then about what we should watch for from First Majestic in 2026. What highlights would you pull out?
Well, production milestones, right? So we put the guidance. Last year we put the guidance, and we've updated guidance, and we beat guidance. We want to keep beating these guidances, or at least meeting them. And so operational discipline is going to be key. Maintaining cost controls as well. We have a pretty significant exploration program that obviously has yielded wonderful dividend to us in the last couple of years. So we see a lot of value in the drill bit. So we're putting another robust program, over 260 kilometers of drilling. So we'll be providing more updates. And we did touch on potential, or we're looking to put a separate updates on a standalone basis for Jerritt Canyon. That will be coming out sometime, hopefully before end of Q1.
Okay, so we've got a number of points that we can be watching for. And I know that a question investors have is, when it comes to M&A activity in the space, is this an environment where you would expect to see more? We don't have to talk about what the company is doing because I'm sure that is not able to be discussed, but is it an environment where you'd expect to see that?
Absolutely. I mean, I can speak to First Majestic. We're always looking. Keith put the company together 22 years ago with the focus on growth. And we've done a number of accretive acquisitions. The company was built on acquisitions. We're very blessed with the last acquisition that we did. That was Gato Silver. It closed January of 2025. We're not stopping there, but we can afford being selective. We don't want to go buy a junior company just for the sake of buying something. We want to buy something that's de-risked, that fits the portfolio, something that's late-stage development, early-stage producer. So, like I said, we're looking, but it's just a testament that it's very hard finding good silver deposits. Gatos was a wonderful one, but there's just not that many Gatos out there. We're lucky to have big land packages around the assets that we have, so we can grow them organically. But yeah, we keep looking until the right one comes. We're not gonna jump on it.
Well, I think investors have that problem as well, where the universe of silver companies is just so small. It's hard to find something high quality to put money in. So that makes a lot of sense. And maybe on that note, we can talk about the supply side for the silver sector, because of course you would think with the prices going up so high, there's going to be a supply response. But of course, that's easier said than done. So any comments from you on that note?
We just hit triple digits now. You need to have triple digits for quite some time, sustainable levels, in order to really entice management to go and make these commitments. We saw a stat recently that it takes on average 18 years to get a silver production or silver asset in production since discovery. That's a long time. We're seeing, obviously, with these prices, it is starting to entice maybe restart of some of the smaller mines. But at the same time, other mines are being depleted. So supply, I don't think, is going to change significantly. Maybe we'll start seeing a bit of an uptick in recycling here and there. But again, recycling is getting more and more complicated. We're thrifting in all this new technology that we're using. So it's getting more challenging and more expensive to really recycle them. So I don't see supply changing significantly. Demand, on the other hand, it just keeps going up. There's new technologies hitting, new industries that are entering that weren't part of the pool in the past. So it'll be interesting to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot the last couple of days about the demand side for silver because, of course, we've got silver panels as a huge source of demand, but I'm also hearing about, well, the prices are higher. They want to cut the amount of silver that they use. Maybe they want to substitute in copper, but overall, you would see the demand picture looking strong.
Absolutely. Yeah, again, the amount of silver that gets used in a cell phone or a TV is tiny. And it's not, between $50 to $100 to $200. It's not going to change the overall price of a $2,000 Apple. So that's, if it goes up 500, 600, who knows? Maybe they'll start thinking twice, but you can't really substitute it in electronics. Silver is high conductive for electricity and heat, and copper is not going to replace silver.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. And I want to mention silver stock performance as well, because with this milestone price level, I think a big topic at this conference has been, all right, when are the silver stocks going to outperform? And I remember when the gold price first started going, people were asking that about the gold stocks. And we had to wait a while, kind of like you were saying, it's not just that we get there, we have to maintain that. So any thoughts on, as a group, when we might see outperformance from the sector?
I was chatting with someone about this earlier, and it's the last set of financial statements that's in the market right now for most of the producers was back from Q3. So that's as of September 30th. That got published a couple of months ago. And then silver price average was $38, $39. And that's all what the market has seen. People can, you can forecast, you can estimate what P&Ls look like, what balance sheet looks like. But until you see that, it's going to be tough to believe. We're putting out, I guess the next set of financials will come out will be related to Q4. Q4 silver average, again, mid-50s. We're talking $110, $120 silver right now. So you got to wait until, you got to see these quarters coming in quarter after quarter for really the generalists to start coming in. I think the retail guys do understand and have been buying, but the generalists who are heavily invested in NVIDIA and the tech companies are not really grasping how much cash flow these miners are producing right now. And I think you got to give that a couple more quarters, but when it comes in, it's going to come in pretty quick.
Yeah, I can see that. And just a note on that, at this conference, it's really busy, as we were saying, but do you still feel like this is people who've been in the sector for a while? It's not those generalists right now.
Not here. No. We're starting to get some generalist meetings here and there. They'll call, they're having questions, they want to learn about the sector, they want to learn about the industry, they want to learn about silver, but they haven't come in to the way that we've seen in the past. Some are starting to get on the registry, which is nice, but I think there's still some lots of room to come from that end.
Yeah, I think it's helpful to know what you're hearing on that end. Well, it's been great going through what's going on in silver with you. I think I need to send you back out onto the show floor now. But before I do, any final thoughts you'd leave investors with?
Yeah, look for updates 2026. Exciting year, big production numbers, lots of exploration, lots of updates, and we'll be providing lots of updates throughout the year.
Well, we'll keep an eye on what's happening. Thank you so much for coming on to talk. This was great.
Thank you very much.
Of course, and once again, I'm Charlotte McLeod with investingnews.com, and this is Manny Alkhafaji with First Majestic Silver.